Talking Luther College men's cross country with head coach Steve Paschke. And coach, the regional this past weekend, you ended up with 6th place finish. Unfortunately, we're going to be recapping the season today. Talk about what you took away from the regional and the overall day down at Pella.
Well, I think, there's, as you can imagine, any number of layers to that. And I think just looking simply at a race on that day, we had a very good race, and I'd say it was, if not our best race of the year, it matched it. We had a really good day at the conference championships, and I'd say we were able to at least duplicate that at the region meet. There's been times when we've been able to really find just an amazing thing on that day, and I'd say maybe we were a little bit short of that, but it was still an awesome, I think, day for us racing-wise, and our guys should be really proud about how they were able to show their fitness on race day. We're a strong team. 6th in the Central Region is a very strong performance, and I think that performance represents us really well.
And talk about the kids. At this time of year, you always talk about kids you got coming back, but kids that are leaving the program. What does this senior class mean to the Luther College cross country?
Thanks for that opportunity. We've got an interesting situation here where last year, it was, as I mentioned any number of times, I think, in these interviews, we had 6 of our top 7 at the region championships were seniors. And, that's a really fortunate thing, and I'd like to be able to have that every year where we got a lot of seniors in there, and I think most years we do. Looking at this year's group, we were pretty young, and we had, 5 of those guys that ran in our team this year ran at the JV Cup last year, so just a young group that's really, really grown a lot over the last year. They had a great track season last spring, got a heck of a lot fitter. That's a huge thing for us, and then had great summers, progressed tremendously over the season, and then I think had a really good day at the region meet. So that comes with leadership. Those underclassmen did a really good job. Scott Mittman, our senior in there, what a wonderful guy, and just sharp, athletic, passionate, just a lot of great qualities, and he's been, I would say, a cornerstone for our program over 4 years in one way or another. Obviously he's had some injuries, not being able to perform maybe at his full capacity, but he's also had some moments of brilliance in there, and just some amazing things throughout his career. And I'm happy to say that he's going to be here in Decorah for a little while longer. Might not be racing in the Luther jersey, but still is going to be, I think, having an influence on our program, not only what he did over the last few years, but hopefully been able to do that to some extent this spring too, with being around us. And then we also had an interesting situation where we had 4 captains this year, did an outstanding job, and we're also maybe in some ways in an easier position, in other ways in a harder position, that none of those guys were in our scoring 7. So I think that maybe provides them some opportunities in some ways, but in other ways it's a little harder job to do this, to do the same great leadership. But they did a wonderful job. Gabe Dorn, Justin Velsky, Aaron Weckworth, and Andrew Johnson, all phenomenal guys, and just people that have given a lot to the program over the last few years, and kind of a neat thing that they were able to serve up maybe a titled role this fall, but they would have done a wonderful job regardless of what their official capacity was. So great group of guys that are leaving us. A lot of other seniors too that maybe don't get mentioned today, but we've got it's not just closing the chapter on their contributions. We see that those guys will be running track and field this spring. We're already looking forward to that, I think, after a worthwhile break here in any number of ways. But and then a lot of passionate alumni that we get to see at the region championships and the conference championships that come out to support us, and I got to think that these seniors will be a big part of that in the future as well. And
when you talk about the young guys you got coming back, I'm sure they're going to be pretty hungry, getting ready for a track and then for bigger and better things next year.
Yeah, as I mentioned, I'm wowed by the amount of progression that we've had over the last year with these guys, and just in years for that matter, of being able to see where people have developed from high school and then through first year, the sophomores that we had in that group, the juniors and seniors, and I love this time. I mean, the November championships are phenomenal. Now we take a little break, and we're building. The name of the game is we had a phenomenal day at the region meet, or I think a very good day, represented us well. It wasn't necessarily a matter of us trying to peak just at the right time. I think we did a good job of that. Did we orchestrate our efforts perfectly over the course? Maybe we could have done a little bit better job, but we should feel pretty darn proud about the effort we gave forth in that day. I think the basic thing for us is finding ways to improve and just getting basically fitter, get faster, and thinking towards the future. And we've got a tremendous amount of time in front of us to be able to do that, which is an amazing resource.
All right, I know a couple weeks off probably, and you'll get ready for track season, and then another good year of Luther College cross country next year. Congrats on a great season, even though we'd much rather be previewing a national meet, and you guys would much rather be getting ready for a national meet, we know, at this time of year.
Yep. Thank you, Darren.
Steve Paschke talking Luther College men's cross country.